Wide the gate, broad the road that leads to destruction. Small the gate, narrow the road that leads to life. The narrow road is the one I'll travel on. The narrow road is the one I'll travel.
During the week at Quest, I had a goal to be able to get to know all the workers that we would be with. And by the end of the week, not only had gotten to know them, but one day I was able to listen on a conversation from a woman who talked about a really bad divorce that she had gone through and how her kids had been taken from her and now she was not even able to see them. And it really hit me hard because my parents have been divorced for a really long time, and sometimes even though it's been 15 years, it's hard to, sometimes it does get hard, and there are times where I wish I would have my family together. But after hearing stuff like that, I came home with a new sense of gratitude that both my parents are still in the picture and that they're supportive and they're there every step of the way with me. And so I'm just so thankful for that, and that really spoke to me on my time at Quest.
The narrow road is the one I'll travel on. The narrow road is the one I'll travel on. The narrow road is the one I'll travel on. The narrow road is the one I'll travel on.
While we were in Vancouver, we had a chance to work with the Quest Food Exchange, and they basically what they do is they give food, they sell food at lower cost to people who are going through some hard times economically, and it was just, we did like a lot of like organization and that kind of stuff, and they were just so grateful, and it was a really good feeling to know that I did something that was not for myself, but for a group of people that I don't even know, and it's just a great feeling.
This mission trip was really, really fun. Not only did I get to see God working through me, but I got to see Him working through my friends, and that's kind of a really priceless thing to experience. And it felt really nice to be able to see our work happening and affecting other people's lives. When we were packaging food, we saw that people were buying it the next day, and it was pretty amazing. I not only got closer to God, but I got so much closer to all my friends in the youth group, and I made more connections than I knew of, that I didn't know existed and potentially would exist, and that was really something that I cherished on this mission trip.
Well, let's see. I really have a good time on a mission trip. I see God. I see God in the people that we help with. I see God in the day that we were there. I saw God in the fun time we have the fellowship that we have with people, and it's a really good experience if you ever want to go on a mission trip.
What I really got out of this trip was seeing how good the attitudes of the teenagers were while we were working at Quest, and everyone worked really hard all day long, and there wasn't really a lot of whining, and everyone there was there to serve.
Well, during Mission Canada, I learned that you really shouldn't judge people before you get to know them, because there was this one guy that he turned out to be a doctor and an engineer, and at first I thought he looked really sketchy, but he ended up giving us a speech on how we shouldn't degrade ourselves and that we are better than we really are.
God really spoke to me through the Quest organization. As we were working there, I was very touched by the way that they worked to reduce hunger in their community. Even though they didn't claim to be a faith-based organization, I could see God working in them and through them in everything that they did. God really taught me not to judge a book by its cover while I was down there.
So I really saw God this week when we were working at Quest. When the first day we were packaging stuff and we were organizing and going through things, but we just really didn't know where it was going or what was the big deal about doing it. And so then I really saw him because the next day we were able to see the packaged food being in the stores and being sold, and that was just really cool to see our work being shown.
Something that impacted me the most was on how on the second to last day of helping out at Quest, we built shelves, and then the next day we got to see the shelves in use and people were actually using all of the items off of it.
I had a really great time on the mission trip, reconnecting with old friends and getting closer with them like we used to be, and it was also nice to see the impact we made on others at Quest Foods.
It was a really great experience helping the people at Quest Foods and seeing the smiles on their faces and the food they had and how we finished so early, and I would do it all again in a heartbeat.